Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, May 7th, and it is time for Lunch with Lori. I am doing things a little bit differently today for our Lunch with Lori. Normally we do a class where we make some projects, but today I wanted to take a minute and I wanted to talk about the new annual catalog. Catalog launched May 1st last week while I was in Mexico on the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip, and I haven't had a chance to tell you anything about the catalog. And if you've seen it, you know that it is definitely a little bit different, or a lot different, than many of the other catalogs that we've had. The format's a little different, the feel is a little different, it's a little more magazine-y than a catalog. But before I show you the actual catalog, I wanted to show you this cute card that was on my table in my hotel room last week. Hip Hip Hooray with the flowers, and it is from Shelly Gardner and Sarah Douglas. Shelly's the founder of Stampin' Up! And Sarah is her daughter, and she's the current CEO. So I wanted to show you that really quick, just so you know that they actually do make cards. If you followed my adventures last week, we had a phenomenal trip, and my husband said Stampin' Up! Knows how to do details. There were gifts in our room a couple of days, and actually I wish I had my favorite gift here. If we have time at the end, I'll run get it. But we had a gifting suite where we were able to go in and pick out things that we wanted, and I have not posted those pictures yet, but I will do that later today so you can see it. But the days that we went to the parks, we had grand adventures. I ziplined. If you know me, that is a little bit scary. Actually, it's a lot scary. I faced my fears. I ziplined in the dark, and then I ziplined also in the day, and we assisted rappelled down into a cenote, which is an underground river, which was so amazing. That was my favorite day the whole week. We spent some times with our friends that we met last year in Norway, and they are from Canada, and then another couple from Michigan, and we had a great week. So now it is time to get back to reality. And the new catalog is where we're going to start. So I'm actually just this is my pristine copy that doesn't have any markings in it. For all purposes today, I'm going to show you my catalog that has all the sticky notes because I didn't want to forget any of the things that I wanted to tell you. So I'm just going to open my catalog. If you have a catalog and you have it handy, grab it and we'll talk through it. And some of the things that are different and some of the things that I love. There's a couple of things I'm not too excited about, but that's because I use this as a business tool. Customers do not, so it won't be nearly as difficult for you. So the first thing, like right off the bat, is there's no products on the cover, which is very unusual. It doesn't scream catalog. But one of the things that Stampin' Up! Is trying to do is to encourage gathering and getting your friends together and having a good time together and being together. Because eradicating loneliness is one of Sarah Douglas's big ticket things that she wants to make sure, excuse me, that she, is a part of. So you'll notice that there's a group of friends on the cabinet. I cannot imagine being out in my backyard on a table like this, but if you can do that, that's great. We'll talk about my patio maybe, but not my backyard. All right, so when you open the catalog, it's a little bit, there's some products that are seen. Again, more of the experience, the friends together stamping. The very first section of the catalog is kind of divided into 3 sections, and the first is the step-by-step crafting. And if you're a brand new stamper, this is the section for you. And it talks about the kits for the most part. Kits are very easy. They're portable and convenient. They're craft and connect with your friends, share the fun, and you don't collect a lot of stuff, which is important for a lot of people. A lot of people don't have the room, the time, the space for all the stuff. And then there's a picture of a few of the kits. The honeycomb kit is super cute. And I actually received a kit while we were on our trip that's going to be released this summer. So I'm excited to show those later as well. Then after the kits, and then it talks about paper pumpkin. And then some of the, tells you about the kits. If you're a you've been stamping for a little bit, then the quick and easy options might be for you. Like you're not so sure, kits are a little, you figured it out. You know that you want to do your own thing. You want to create a little bit. There's a little bit of a glare. Let me see which light I need to turn here. Sorry about that. Let's see what we can do. Hopefully that's a little better. This glare on this right side is the one that's bugging me. All right, so the quick and easy options, there are some mix and match things. There are several ephemera packs. Whoop, I skipped those. Oh no, they're next. Things that are a little easier to use where you can mix and match. They have card bases, they have pieces that you can put on. It doesn't require a lot of inks and paper, a lot of stuff still, but it gives you a little more creative freedom. Then they have these 2 pages, which are the crafting top 10, the essentials that you need, and pretty much covers almost everything. There's glue, there's scissors, there's dimensionals. Dimensionals are my favorite. There's the Stampin' Spots, and that kind of carries over to if you've got the Stampin' Spots and you decide that you really like Calypso Coral or Garden Green or Basic Black, then you can get a bigger ink pad in those. But the Stampin' Spots are a great way to get started. Blocks of varying sizes. A simple word set is always perfect. Everybody can use words. They can go with anything. So a simple word stamp set, a punch. The punch will actually punch out the words. And then blank note cards and envelopes. Those are super simple. They don't require any extra stuff. You've got your note card, you've got your envelope, stamp right on it and move on. A chamois to clean your stamps. And number 10, which I feel should be number 1, but they didn't ask me. Number 10 is your demonstrator. And so myself, if you have a question, I'm here to answer those for you. I'm here to help you in whatever way I can. So I think that is probably the number 1 essential to help you answer your questions. And then here we have the ephemera packs and like the envelopes, the cards and envelopes. All you have to do is add stuff, and these coordinate with the cards and envelopes. And then there's a simple stamp set, and on this page you can kind of see where they've added words to the ephemera packs. Okay. And then there's some more samples on page 20 and 21 if you're following along. Then there's some basic card design ideas. So we're getting a little more complicated, not necessarily complicated, but a little more in depth. So if you've been stamping for a while, we're getting to your section in just a second, but I want to take a minute and I want to show you on page 22. These are card sketches. If you've never used a card sketch, this would be a sample of whatever card you want to make, whatever the front would look like. So for example, this one, you would have pieces that sort of resemble those. They don't have to be exactly, they can be, a little different. You might see that big square in the middle as a circle. So however you envision that particular layout, you can make the exact same layout 5 different ways, and it would look completely different because your designer series paper would be different. You used an embossing folder, your stamp set is different, and they could all look different. So I want to take a moment. If you're stuck, you need to make a card and you don't want to take 6 hours to design your card, come over here to this page and you can see, they even show you like where they put ribbon, if there's a ribbon tied around something. So it's just a great resource to help you do some card designing. Okay, so we're going to move on. We've got some more of the ephemera pack stuff and a couple of smaller stamp sets. Then we get to a little bit of memory keeping. If you have been watching Stampin' Up social media, if you were a customer of Close to My Heart, which is more geared towards scrapbooking, you'll know that Close to My Heart actually closed their doors on April 30th, which is a super sad thing for their company. But Stampin' Up has welcomed those, they were called makers, welcomed them into the Stampin' Up community. And if you're one of those makers who's watching today, thank you for watching, and I'll look forward to spending some more time with you in the future. But for now, Our memory keeping is memories and more cards that are simple. You can slide into the packages, and that's one of the things I want to show you from my trip. So I will show you that in just a minute. So just some of the basic memory keeping. We were told on our trip that Stampin' Up! Will be adding some more scrapbooking line to our line of products, which is super exciting, including 12 by 12 solid color paper. It can't roll out super quickly, but stay tuned, those things are coming. Okay, then there's a few more just basic things, some specialty designer series paper to make tags. Then we get to Creativity Your Way, and this is for my crafters who have been here for a while. If you've been crafting for quite a while, then you know that you need all the things, and those people who are just beginning will want all the things as well. So this last biggest section of the catalog is for you. Again, a lady in her craft room. Mine is not that neat. If you've been in my front living room where I keep my stuff, you know it's not that neat. But then I want to show you a couple of things. There are 9 brand new suites in the catalog, and on each of the pages, I'll flip through, the bundle, the gems, the paper, a ribbon, if there's a ribbon that matches. All of those things are in the book. But the one thing, you can all see that. All see that. But if you say, oh, a Full of Life. This Full of Life suite is my favorite. I want it all. If you look on the upper left corner of all the suite pages, you can see if you scan the QR code, it will take you directly to the Stampin' Up! Website, and you can order those. So that is just a helpful thing that they have added. I think that's a great thing that you can use. A great tool that they've added. Okay. So then we go past the suites. I'm gonna go ahead and get to there. There are some really nice new suites. I can't wait to use those with you. After the suites, starting on page 56, we get to the bundles, and those are the dies and the stamp sets, the dies or the bundles and the punches, or the stamp sets and the punches. But I want to take a minute and just show you a couple of these. Two are my favorite. I haven't ordered these yet, but on page 58 and 59, there's 2 bundles that give you a choice. Some people like punches, some people like dies. So the Labeled with Love bundle can be one of 2 ways, and they are both $39.50. And you'll get the stamp set, and you can get 3 dies, or you can get 1 punch. So either your choice. If you want to get 3 dies and punch out several things at once, then you can absolutely get the dies, or you can get the bundle with the punch. And on this one, it's 1 die or 1 punch. And those are actually not the same price. The die bundle is actually cheaper because there's only 1 of those. But those are like tabs that would go on the side of something, or you could use it as a decorational thing. I love this one. Love this one. All right, so just a new option that they've offered, and I think that's a great idea for those people who like certain things, or like their thing. They like the bundle with the die, or they like the bundle with the punch. So trying to make everybody a little bit happy. All right, so the new bundles are at the beginning of the section. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time looking at those, but there are ideas at the top for things to be made with those bundles. Flip through. If you loved Lovely as a Tree, there's a very similar one that's coming back, which has dies. Lovely as a Tree was a wood stamp set, and it did not have dies. So then we get to the bundles that have been around for a while, and we have those, and they're smaller. And you'll notice. Let me move my catalog over just a smidge. You'll see that they're smaller, and if you have some of your old catalogs, you can look at the bigger ones. But one of the things that is part of the smaller images, and you may or may not like that. Your eyes might be like mine and be a little older and not be able to see those things. But one of the target points for that is the smaller the image, the less likely it is to be copied by illegal companies. And I'm not going to name names, but you all know what I'm talking about, where you see things on Amazon or you see things on a different website that are Stampin' Up! Products, but it's just blacked out right here. Those are illegal. So if you see those, I will tell you, sure, they are way, way cheaper, but they are, they're not the same quality. They're not the same size. And they are actually, when you buy those, and our legitimate company has to fight that, it actually makes our prices go up because of the lawsuits that ensue. So anyway, that's my spiel on that. But that's one of the reasons for the smaller pictures. But they can also get more into the catalog that way. So the returning things that were bundles in previous catalogs are not bundles anymore. Those are unbundled. I don't know if that's the right word. Is that a real word? Unbundled in the in this catalog, but it just shows you all of the things. Oh, but I missed one thing that I wanted to show you. One more QR code. Right at the beginning of the previous Encore products, there's another QR code, and it says visit us on Pinterest. So if you scan that QR code, that will take you to Pinterest, and it will get you, I believe, to the Stampin' Up! Pinterest page where you can look for ideas on all of these bundles. And that's a little tip. If you did not know, if you have a bundle, let's say you have the Lifetime of Love bundle that you've had, and you think, I do not know what to do with this. If you type in Stampin' Up! Lifetime of Love in the search bar on Pinterest, it will pull up every item in anybody's pins that have that in there, and you can get great ideas that way. So that's just my little tip for today. One of my little tips, I guess. All right, so we go through, then we go to the stamp sets. Oh, blocks, gotta have the blocks. You'll notice that the little ones are gone. That's one of the things I'm not very happy about, so I'm not gonna dwell on that. A few stamp sets that are returning. So those are smaller, some of the dies. Anything that's new is bigger. The smaller pieces, smaller pictures are returning. So you know that those have been around for a minute or two. Okay. Then there's different kinds of stamp sets. There's the two-step. There's a couple of other two-step stamps. Scenery stamps. I'm gonna go through these pretty quick because it's just stamps. Then we've got some background stamps. Several are returning. Graceful Deer is new. Doggone Friendly was in the spring catalog. The Botanical Beauty is new, and the Leaf Collection is also brand new. So the background stamps. Then there's a section of stamps that is just a section giving credit to the $1 million sellers who have had their stamp set. So this You Are Beautiful stamp set is by Margaret Van Vliet, and she has $1 million stamp set. And then these below are also from $1 million sellers. The one thing about $1 million stamp sets, sometimes they stick around for a little bit, sometimes they don't. And I wish that there was an online exclusive section for just those stamp sets, because I think that would be amazing to have those people credited for a long time. Because if I ever get to $1 million, I will be about 98 years old and I won't even know that stamp sets exist. So anyway, then we move on to the tools. We've got the tools after that. Thanks. If you're a small business owner, this is a great thing for you. Thanks for being a customer. Thanks for supporting my small business. That kind of thing. A little bit more memory keeping, not quite as much, just some fun. The cardstock, we do have some 12 by 12 cardstock already. Stamp sets that are sort of holiday-ish. You can all look at stamp sets. You can do that. Some travel stamp sets, things that are good for kids. I love this. Love this little guy. There's our lavender. Everybody loved the lavender, the postage dies. A few more stamp sets. Bear with me here for a second. Then there's a whole open page on metallic things. There's copper, there's gold, there's silver. The gold foil sheets are returning, and it looks like there's now silver foil that is coming back, which is super exciting as well. Because sometimes you just need silver. Black and silver or navy and silver are a couple of my favorites. Whole page on ribbon. The ribbon is all pictured here with the ribbon prices and descriptions on the side. Whole full page of embellishments. This is my one thing with this catalog. If you look at the catalog, you will see that the colors are not listed here. That's probably my biggest complaint about the catalog. So hopefully you get over that a little easier than I did, because you're not trying to decide which gems to use for a class. But if you look online at Tinsel Gems 4-pack, it will actually tell you the colors within the description of the product. And then this is my favorite section. Oops, I missed a page. Adhesives. Whole page of adhesives that we have, and all of those are amazing. All right, then this is my favorite section of the catalog, and we've never had this before, and each of the next few pages is varying techniques. So this is a whole 2-page spread on watercoloring, how to use watercolor pencils, using water, and how to paint, and how to spritz your background, and how to use the pastels. It doesn't fully give you the descriptions, but it shows you some of the things that you need, that you can do to use watercolor techniques. And then shaker cards. We've got, actually shaker's the next one, I lied. Things that move, your cards that fun folds, and things that you might need for that kind of thing. And it tells you if you want to make this card that, the edge slices over and it makes a fun fold, you need a paper trimmer. You don't necessarily need cutting blades refilled, but that's where you would find the cutting blades. If you'd like to do a slide card, you need a curved label punch. Shaker cards, those are some of my favorites. That's a great technique on how to do that. Masking, things that you can do to use masking, and how to use adhesive sheets to do that. The brayer, we used the brayer in my card club last month, and how to make a background. So some things like that. So masking, texture. You can use ink, Versamark, and ink. You can use embossing powder. You can use an embossing folder. You can use embossing paste. All of the things that you can do to add texture to your products. Oh my goodness, I just had a whole mental lapse of words to use on your projects, not products. Oh my goodness. I'm still trying to get back in the swing of things. Then there's embossing, another technique. And then blending pens, how to color and make beautiful colors. And then there's a whole page on coloring and how to coordinate your colors. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time, but if you have the catalog and I still have that glare. So sorry. Some of the white pages look a little more glarish. Let's see. No, that doesn't help. Okay, I'm not sure which light that's coming from. Maybe it's just a glare from something. Anyway, how you can use the color wheel that's in your catalog. You can use things from the same color family. You can use things that are right, like next to each other, like Real Red, Flirty Flamingo, Peach Pie, or one from each side, Real Red, Lemon Lolly and Azure Afternoon, like that kind of thing. You can do those one across, Bubble Bath and Garden Green, and kind of know that it's, just across from cross. And typically, if you choose one color from each color family, usually you're okay. Putting two colors, except for, well, that's not true. If you use colors from different color families, usually if you pick one from each, you can make the combination work. And then we get to the end, which is the just the basic colors. You will notice, and this is also kind of just a fun little thing, on each page, like this is the Regals, the vegetables are kind of all of those Regal colors, and in the brights, the party supplies are in the brights colors. I just thought that was fun. All right, now we got the in colors. If you have not seen the in colors, they are amazing. Pretty in Pink, Peach Pie, Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, and Petunia Pop, and we will be using those very soon. So stay tuned for that. I will show you those. And then the other favorite thing that I have in this catalog is the index in the back. It gives you all the stamp sets together. It tells you all the ribbon is on this page, all of the punches. They're not all together this time. Before they were in the catalog together. So it tells you all the punches that we have and the pages that they're on. There's the dies. The dies are not all together either. So you just have to kind of look to see what the dies that you like. Paper and packages, designer series paper. The things that you're looking for. And that is pretty much the new catalog. You'll notice in the catalog that it does not have, at the back, usually there is a section on hostess, being a hostess. Toward the end of this year, Stampin' Up! Is changing their reward system, and they will be switching from a hostess reward to a customer reward, which is a great thing, because when you go to a party and you buy $25 worth of stuff, you get no credit for that. Your hostess does, which is a great deal for a hostess. But if you are the customer, anytime you spend $20 or more, you'll get 10% back, and it'll be banked, and you can add up your percents, and you can use that all at once. So if you have $20 banked, you can use that on a $20 or more order. So it's going to start sometime probably late this year or early next year. They haven't given a specific timeline. So you'll notice there's a QR code on this section of the book for you to see what the hostess rewards are right this minute. Because they didn't want to put that in the catalog, because it will change during the course of this catalog. And if you're on my email list, you will see that I sent an email last night about my old-fashioned stamp club, where people come, they make 3 projects, they order a set amount, and they go on their way. If you are interested in that, I have a 6-month club starting this month, and I need 6 people to sign up. If you're not local, we can make that work as well. You would just place your order, and when it's your month, we'll send the hostess stuff, hostess items to you, direct to you. Otherwise, it'll be held at my house, and we'll just have a fun night each month for at least 6 months until the hostess rewards change. Huge QR code there. All right, so let me show you really quick these swap cards that I received on my trip. And I'm just going to kind of flash through these pretty quick, because I honestly don't know the names yet. I know this is Beauty Abounds, and I apologize, I'm not going to give credit right this minute, but I will just kind of show you some of the fun things that the people thought were fun. The little mouse is super cute, and you'll see that is German. Obviously, I don't speak German, but that was a German demonstrator who made that for us. This stamp set is very pretty, and here's 3 different, very different representations of that stamp set in 3 different colors. The circle embossing folder is amazing. It's big. Actually, these are the biggest embossing folders I've ever seen. I think they're all 6x6. Again, I apologize, I don't know the names of all the flowers yet. This is the Island embossing folder, also a great new tool. Actually, both of those are that embossing folder. The shopping cart, that's a fun one, especially when it has Stampin' Up! Stuff on the inside. The daisy is coming back, and this is the new in colors. Sorry, I don't know the name of this designer series paper yet, but there's 3 cards made with that paper. Also very pretty. And I find it funny, these 2 people, it's not the same. I don't know who this one is actually. The same card, different idea. So that would be your card sketch with this piece and this piece. Switch your designer series paper, and it looks completely different. This is the Beauty Abounds again. Seaside Wishes. There are a couple that I know the names. Seaside Wishes. And then I think this one is Enduring Beauty. Yes, Kathy, I got a lot of nice swaps this time. This is all the same stamp set. You'll notice this one has been cut apart. And I'm going to call that fussy cutting. I think there's a die. Like I said, I apologize. I don't know all all the pieces yet, but just a fun. So when we did our swaps, there were 348 people earned the incentive trip. So that is quite an accomplishment. It is less than 1% of all demonstrators earned the trip. I think there were less than 300 who actually attended with their guest. And then these are the To the Sky bundle. This is actually the bundle that I'm using for my card club. So swaps. So there's 348 people. Not everyone swapped. And you brought in a bag. And I can actually show you this. This was someone's bag. Thank you, Cindy Brumbaugh. You brought in your bag of 25 swaps with an extra one for the display board. And then a couple of days later, you came back and they handed you a Ziploc bag full of 25 new cards. So it's always fun to see what you get. But I was going to say, this is the suite, the airplane suite, Take to the Sky, I believe, that I am using for my card club this month. If you are interested in card club, I will post the link for you to sign up for that. The deadline to join card club for May is May 10th, so that would be Friday. Please let me know. Click the link, sign up. It's a PayPal subscription. You can stay 1 month, you can stay 2, but if you stay for 6 months, then you will get free product at the end of that. So I'm excited to use this one. These are not my samples, and actually these are not the cards we will be making, so you get to see some extra projects. So there's that. And I believe that is all. If you will hold on for 1 second, I'm going to run get my other box that I want to show you really quick. We got these really cool packing cubes. You probably can't even see the whole bag. But they gave us 3 sizes and we got to choose our pattern. That was one of our gifts. And we got a fan. We got to pick our color. That is really big on my camera. Sorry about that. So they gave us a fan that has a nice little Stampin' Up tag on it. This is my kit. It's called Expressions of Kindness. Great kit. Also, we got a sneak peek of the a Christmas in July type release. It's going to be an online exclusive, and it is so. Here's my second packing cube. It's the small one. All right, I didn't realize all that was in that bag. So we came home back to our room on, I think it was either Thursday or Friday, and we had this box sitting on the table in our room, and I was like, oh great. So I opened it, or actually I didn't open it. I flipped it over and I was like, oh, a basic black 6x8 album. Great. Okay, what am I gonna do with this? So we went to dinner and my friend Sue says, Lori, did you look at it? And I said, no, I didn't open the box. She's like, you need to open the box. But she wouldn't tell me. She said it's a surprise. So I go back to my room to open them. And I open the box. Here's this. It's a scrapbook. It's just a simple scrapbook until you open it up. And they filled it with custom memories and more cards so that we could scrapbook our trip. These are all the colors, all of the things that went with all of the decorations that they had. These patterns are the same as my packing cubes I just showed you. When we spun the wheel in the hospitality room, these were the patterns on the little things, like on the Wheel of Fortune. So all the things, and really there's double because when you use a picture, you'll take those out and then you'll have something else to put there. So I thought this was actually one of the best gifts that we got the whole week. Now I just have to figure out what to do with it. So the bright colors, and of course the bright colors scream Fiesta. And we got one of these. There's stickers. We got a little sheet of stickers for our trip also. So anyway, that was my favorite pillow gift that we got. So that was very exciting. I did post pictures, like I said, of my adventures. And I will post pictures of the hospitality room because that's one of my favorite things also is when we go in the room and there are other demonstrators and other, it's where you spin the wheel for prizes and it's where they put the samples and it's just a fun time. Matt was a little disappointed this time because there was no candy. Each day they had a different treat on the table, so that was a little different than usual. But overall, it was a fabulous trip, and I thank all of you for supporting me as I work to earn that. So anyway, next week we will dive right into the new catalog. Like I said, if you missed out on my email sale last week, be sure to join my email. That link will be in the description, in the comments as well, along with the link to join Card Club. And like I said, we are using the Take to the Sky bundle, and these will be, they'll be, I'm calling it Man Card Monday. So I will look forward to seeing you all next week. Have a great week. And if there's anything out of the new catalog that you like, that you'd like to see, send me a note and we'll see what we can do. Have a great week, and I will see you back here next Tuesday, May 14th.